everyone. I'm Adam Brown, and this is Shell Point Today for Wednesday, January 6th. On today's show, we'll learn more about computers that will be at this year's LifeQuest Expo, those that have a fruit logo. And we'll get a preview of what to expect at next week's Medical Breakthroughs Seminar. In addition, golf players will learn about the Sunday mixers that happen each week. But first, we want to remind you that if you plan to enroll in the Alpha course at the Village Church, today is the final day to register. The course presents the basics of the Christian faith and offers insights to those who are uncertain of their beliefs or maybe who want to grow in their faith. It is of special appeal to those who may not attend church but are seeking spiritual answers. The course is 10 Tuesdays from January 12th through March 15th, and there is a complimentary dinner each evening catered by the Palm Grill. You can sign up for this free course by calling 454-2147. The Photo Club will conduct their first meeting of the new year this Thursday. The Critics Wall challenge for January is people. So get out there with your cameras and find an interesting group or individual for that creative photograph to share with club members. If you have an interest in photography but haven't connected with your Shutterbug friends here at Shell Point, then now is a great time to join Thursday's meeting in the Social Center at 2:15. The Bayshore Cloggers will be here this Friday to perform in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. This young group of talented dancers has performed in many shows and parades, winning numerous first-place trophies and awards. Be sure to sign up to enjoy their dazzling performance at 7 p.m. on Friday. Out at the Butterfly Garden on the island, there have been some big changes lately. A wheelchair-accessible walkway, viewing area, and a butterfly bed and breakfast screen room have just been added to greatly enhance the scenic beauty of the wonderful attraction. On Friday, there will be a blessings ceremony on location at 2:45 p.m. to celebrate, and everyone is invited to come out. Next Tuesday is the time for the annual LifeQuest Expo, which will be held in the Village Church Auditorium. This event features more than 50 booths of Shell Point health services and programs, as well as local businesses that support the 6 dimensions of wellness. The goal of this event is to educate residents in all of the amenities and services offered that promote a culture of wellness which supports personal growth, healthy living, and a positive life experience. Computers will be well represented at this year's Expo, and the ever-popular Apple technologies will be showcased. Penny Modrich and Bob Jakubiec visited with Terry Kolath recently to give us a preview of what to expect at their booths.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath, and I'm here today with 2 very important people in the world of technology here at Shell Point. That is Penny Modrich, who you all know from Nautilus, and Bob Jakubiec from Lucena, a rather new resident who's jumped right in to provide all sorts of assistance with the Mac and the iPad. Thanks for joining me, Penny and Bob.
Thanks for having us, Terry.
Thank you.
Well, we have a lot we want to share in a few minutes here, so we'll get right at it. The main thing is we have something very special at our LifeQuest Expo, and that is we're going to have 4 tables, and we're going to share with people an opportunity to decide which technology is right for them. We'll have wonderful instructors, knowledgeable instructors at each table, one for Android, one for computer, one for the Macs, Bob, and one for the iPads, Penny and Bruce, and people can walk right up, and we're very excited about it.
Yes.
So you're going to be ready?
Yes. This is a good way for them to really learn or find out which technology they really should be interested in and what classes they should take.
And we have such a blessing here. I mean, we have people who are comfortable teaching all the technologies. So, and we have a great lineup of classes in the technology section, but sometimes it's a little confusing. You know, what do you want to learn? And Bob, you'll be able to talk to the people who are using Macs. We have not had anything for people using Macs in the Academy for a long, long time, and we're really excited to have you.
This is what I understand. Thank you.
What kinds of things are you going to be talking about with the Mac?
Well, for example, you might have to upgrade because your desktop broke.
Yeah.
So you're kind of looking, you want something a little more portable. So you go out and you wonder, should I get a PC or should I get a Mac, an Apple Mac? And what I'll be stressing is that the Apple computers are intuitive for the most part. You get them, you open the box, and you use it.
No.
Period. There's no dinking around with putting drivers in or what have you. Apple takes care of absolutely everything. And so this is why I strongly recommend, in my opinion at least, that Apple is the way to go.
And we have a number of residents who use Apple, who use the Mac. And we're hoping that they'll connect with you too at the LifeQuest Expo, because you intend to do more with Mac classes in the Academy.
Yes, and we're going to be looking for teachers also, people who can help. Maybe they don't want to take an entire class over. They may take part of a class. They might be an assistant, just to spread information around.
Sure, and then the Mac Clinic, you're going to be sharing information at a walk-in clinic, which is extremely helpful for people with one question at a time.
Yes, maybe your grandkids came over and did something great on your computer, and you wondered, how did they do that?
Or how do I get it back?
How do I get it back the way it was, right?
Exactly.
So hopefully we'll be able to help them at this clinic. And also if they have iPads, they might have questions that interrelate between the Macs and the iPads. They could bring those in, and we can try and help them out.
That's wonderful. And Penny has grown a monster here with her talents. iPad classes, and we want more and more and more. And you're helping her teach some. You're teaching some basic iPad, which is wonderful.
Yes.
Penny.
And he's going to expand on that, aren't you, Bob?
Absolutely.
It's
More to come.
wonderful. And you also do the clinic, the iPad, iPhone clinic, and you have wonderful people on Friday mornings in the Technology Teaching Center.
Yes, that's where it's going to be now. It's not going to be in the Manatee Room this term. It's going to be in the Teaching Center in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And we are going to have 6 or 7 very knowledgeable assistants who are very willing to share their knowledge and help some residents who may have a problem or just a question, and they can come in, and it's a one-on-one, it's not a class. They can come in, register at the door, and someone will help them, and then they can go on their merry way the rest of the day.
And knowing something.
And know something,
That's
and learn
wonderful.
something.
That's wonderful.
And plus, we learn by helping them. This is a comment that I get very often from the assistants, is that after the dust has settled, they say, I learned how to do something today because this resident asked, how do I do that? And we searched it and we tried it and it worked. So everybody's learning.
The confidence that you have to just try
Yes.
and then share it with somebody else. That's a lot of it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Having the confidence to try something, not being afraid of that piece of equipment.
No, and I think because they have iPhones and iPads, that when they do think about a new computer, say if there's crashes, they're leaning a little more toward the Mac, and I have seen more and more people coming up and asking if I can help them with a Mac or they have a Mac question. So I know they're out there, and I know they would like to have some assistance,
Sure.
and I know Bob knows his topic.
It's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
Well, Penny and Bob, I can't thank you enough. We look
And these clinics are free.
And the clinics are free.
free.
Yes.
part.
That's
free,
the best
good
part.
knowledge from helpful, friendly people. It doesn't get better than that.
But they do have to watch the weekly reminder, and also it's in the brochure. But the weekly reminder will remind them that it's not in the Manatee
Right.
Room, and it's not on Saturday. It's on Friday mornings in the teaching center.
Well, thank you. I hope you will take advantage of this wonderful opportunity. We are so blessed to live in a community with this helpful, knowledgeable resident support as we learn and try technology. Stop at the table at Expo, walk towards the stage, make a left to the education area for the 4 tables of what technology is right for me. Bring your questions and bring your offers to help them.
If you love the game of golf, then listen up. Shell Point Golf Club has a special Sunday mixer for its members.
All right, so you want to grip it right there, and then you want to make sure you line that line up to the hole and swing away. All right, good attempt, almost.
Well, we're here at the Shell Point Golf Club today, and we're with Chris Ewing, who's going to tell us a little bit about the Sunday mixers coming up every Sunday through April. 3:30 p.m. shotgun start on the scramble. Chris, tell us some about it.
Yes, thanks, Mary Kay. Our Sunday Mixer event is a weekly event we hold here at Shell Point for our Shell Point Golf Club members. It's a fun event that's 9 holes in the afternoon. As Mary Kay said, it starts at 3:30. We do a shotgun format, which is a very friendly format. It's a low stress, fun environment. So we take golfers from all skill levels, and they can play in this event and not feel stressed out about having to play too well because they have some team members. The great thing about our mixer here at Shell Point is you get an opportunity to meet some new and your fellow Shell Point Golf Club members. A lot of our husbands and wives as couples sign up, but we split them apart for the afternoon and we have them play with other players. That way they get a chance to meet some new people while they're out there playing golf. And hopefully during the week, maybe they get together and play as couples and get their own tee time. So the Sunday Mixer is a great way to do that. It's also a good way to get out on the golf course and enjoy the beautiful afternoon weather we have here in Southwest Florida. And the golf course is in phenomenal shape for everybody to come out and play. So if you'd like to come out and join the Mixer, we invite you to stop by the golf shop. We have a sign-up sheet located there. It's there until Saturday afternoon. You can also call us in the golf shop and we'll be more than happy to sign you up to play on Sunday. We put all the pairings together on Sunday morning and then we give everybody a phone call and an email letting them know who they're playing with and what hole they're starting on as it is a shotgun start. So you're going to start on a couple of different holes as we go out and play. So we look forward to seeing you out at the Sunday Mixer here at Shell Point and check in the golf shop to sign up.
Thank you all. We see you there. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi reporting from the Shell Point Golf Club.
The Legacy Foundation, in conjunction with Shell Point Health Connection series, presents a series of presentations entitled Medical Breakthroughs and Discoveries. Next week's event will be on the topic of the state of healthcare in Southwest Florida with guest speaker Jim Nathan, who is the president and CEO of Lee Memorial Health System. Resort Services Heather Batty speaks with him now about next Wednesday's presentation, which will be held in the Village Church.
Hi, I'm Heather Batty with Resort Services, and today I have a very special guest. This is Jim Nathan. He's the president of Lee Memorial Health System. What a pleasure and an honor to have you here with us today, Jim. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Heather, and honored to be here.
Yes, absolutely. So you have been working for Lee Memorial Health System for 30 years, I hear.
About 40.
40
Almost
years.
40 years, yes.
Wow, that's wonderful. Now, you have, how many acute care hospitals are there with Lee
We
Memorial?
operate 4 adult acute care hospitals, Cape Coral, Lee Memorial Hospital, Gulf Coast Medical Center, and Health Park Medical Center, and plus a children's hospital, a rehabilitation hospital, skilled nursing facility, and other facilities in the community.
Wow, so you're a busy man.
So I'm not bored.
No, I guess not. We do hear a lot about the new children's hospital that's opening. Is that the Golisano? Am I saying that correct?
Yes, Golisano. Very excited about it. We're past the halfway mark. We did the topping off recently, and now all the walls have to go up and the interior, and sometime in the early part of 2017, we should be able to open up the first really major freestanding children's hospital between Tampa and Miami.
Wow, that's wonderful. Really, that is just amazing. So does that also mean more adult beds in the other hospitals, or how will that affect?
It'll have a really positive effect, especially at Health Park Medical Center, where we're full like we are at Gulf Coast pretty much all year round. And we have a number, about 50-some beds that are really designated as adult beds that are being used for children's services right now. So we'll be able to free that up. We'll also free up space in the emergency department because there will be 2 separate emergency departments. So what is now a shared emergency department with adults and children, the children will move to the other side of the facility, and that'll all be freed up for adult emergency services.
Wow, that's really wonderful. That must include labs as well, maybe? Or?
Yes, and although there's a number of shared services between the Children's Hospital and the adult facility, we'll be freeing up a lot of space. And then we've been what we refer to as enabling projects, but as part of moving out various services into the Children's Hospital, we've been able to consolidate the operating rooms, expand services there. We have a whole new adult cardiac care center inside Health Park Medical Center. Doing a lot of cardiac procedures now that originally had to be done through the femoral artery that can now go in through a radial artery, and patients can go home the same day in many cases for procedures that they might have had to spend an extra night in the hospital.
Wow, that's amazing. Really wonderful. So these are a lot of big changes in Southwest Florida.
Yes, I think we're really blessed here. When I first came here, there was a lot of conversation about, well, I have to jump on a plane and go back north or somewhere else for my health care. We're blessed with really a lot of talent and new technologies and facilities right here in Southwest Florida.
Right, and you're going to be addressing a lot of these topics and more at a new program that we're having here at Shell Point. We just started medical breakthroughs and discoveries here at Shell Point as part of our Health Connection.
Great.
So you're going to be here on January 13th, and without giving out too much information, I know you're going to be discussing the state of the healthcare here in Southwest Florida.
Well, we'll talk about some of that new technology. We'll also talk about some of the challenges. Obviously, this massive growth that we have that had tailored off for a little bit as the economy declined, and over the last couple of years has picked up far beyond anything that anybody could have imagined. The challenges that we have in a high growth, high Medicare age population and not a whole lot of major employers. So it creates economic challenges, it creates growth challenges. So our challenge is to figure out how to meet those and at the same time bring great quality health care for citizens of all ages to our community.
Right. I can see that, and then even with this time now where we have a lot of, what are they called, snowbirds that are coming. Right. Do you see that a lot in the hospitals? Can you see that fluctuate?
And yes, we do have significant seasonal fluctuation, although now with the growth we've been challenged in a lot of cases all year round to keep up with it. We also see a lot of the seasonal people say, well, I'll wait if I get really ill. I'm only here part-time, I'll jump on the plane. But if they're really ill, they can't just jump on a plane and get out of town. So we're trying to encourage people to make sure that they have a local physician that they can call on and not have to use the emergency department as their primary care location for all ills, because it only adds more problems for people that have true emergencies.
Sure, right, for those that actually really need to get in right away. So that's a great thing to point out to everyone when you come down, to make sure you get that primary care physician.
Yeah, it's really important, and we're happy to help people to do that or whatever, but not having it, usually people wait too late and then they're camped out in the emergency room waiting to see somebody.
Exactly. Now, did you always start out in the health system, or what brought you into that industry?
Well, I came here to be with Lee Memorial. I thought I'd be here a year, and my wife and I thought we'd be back in Cincinnati, and 40 years later, we're still here. But I grew up around healthcare. My dad was a professional patient. He had TB, emphysema, psoriasis, diabetes, asthma, pleurisy, and was supposed to die before I was born and lived to age 76.
Wow.
So some people are military brats. I was a hospital brat. So
I've never heard that before.
I spent my whole life in and out of lots of different hospitals, and it pretty much shaped me in many ways to want to devote my life. My first healthcare job was in the second grade. On Saturday mornings, I did a talk show on a shortwave radio system that went to the cure cottages for the quarantined tuberculosis patients in upstate New York. And so every Saturday morning, I would sit with a little shortwave radio microphone and tell my dad didn't get to hear him. He was in the major hospital portion, but so I'd tell the Three Little Pigs or whatever. But so all my life, third grade, I started doing fundraising for the American Cancer Society, and so it's been pretty much something I've focused on and trying to give back because of people keeping my dad alive for all those years.
Mm-hmm. Well, certainly a remarkable individual, Mr. Jim Nathan, here with us today, and going to be presenting on January 13th at the Village Church. It is the state of healthcare in Southwest Florida. I don't think you want to miss this, so make sure you call either service desk to get yourself registered and signed up for this. It's 10:15, January 13th. Again, I'm Heather Batty with Resort Services. Thank you, and stay happy and healthy.
And now it's time for today's happenings, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello and happy Wednesday. This is the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Caitlin Van Scoy and I'm here with Bev Chanley, and we're going to give you all of today's activities. We start at 7:45 with men's Bible study. That'll be in the Osprey Room on the island. At 8 o'clock, we have pickleball being played at the game courts behind the Resident Activity Center. Also at 8 o'clock, men's match play tennis will be at the Woodlands tennis courts. Lilly and Company Jewelers will be here for their weekly service at 8:45 in the Resident Activity Center. Also at 8:45, Resident Council will be gathering in the Social Center on the island. Jurassic Travel will be in the Egret Room from 9 to 12 to help you with all your personal traveling needs. The Watercolor Group with Phil Hilton will be in the Art Studio at 9 o'clock. We move to 9:15 for card making and scrapbooking. That group will be in the Tarpon Room on the island. The Fine Mark Investment Roundtable will be gathering in the Manatee Room at 10 o'clock. And also at 10, Ladies Bible Study will be in the Osprey Room. Our last 10 o'clock activity is men's match play tennis. They'll be at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. And the Model Yacht Sailing Club will be at the Woodlands Commons Lake sailing their boats starting at 10:15. Our last morning activity is at 11:30. That's a Health Connections class, Bar Ball Edition. That'll be in the Health Club, and that one is currently closed. Here's Bev to tell you all about our afternoon activities.
Thank you, Caitlin. At 12:45, we have a Health Connections class today. It's Advanced Senior Strength. That's held in the Health Club on the island. Chess will be set up and played in the Library Lounge at the Resident Activity Center at 1 o'clock. From 1:30 to 3:30, you'll find the Model Train Room open for tours. We have another Health Connections class at 1:45, Balance and Mobility Training for Beginners. That's in the Health Club and it's currently full. We have a 2:15, Do You Know Your Neighbor? New York City. Now that's in the Social Center. Those are always fun. Head on over and have a good time. We're going to move to 2:30 for jazz and stuff. They're playing in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. And there's a Bible study at 3 o'clock in the Community Room of King's Crown. Also at 3 o'clock, we have a Health Connections class, Pilates Stretch in the Health Club. And then it's time for indoor bocce down in the Health Club at 4:30. And at 5 o'clock, the singles table at the Crystal Dining Room will be there for your convenience. At 5:45, we have the church choir rehearsal going on in the choir room at the Village Church. And we round out the evening at 7:15 with prayer and praise at the Village Church. Well, we're sure happy to see you here today, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.
Menus for Wednesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is sherry mushroom chicken with wild rice pilaf and spinach. The dinner special is the International Buffet for $14.95. The soup of the day is tortilla with sausage. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a half Cuban sandwich with a cup of soup for $7.75. The dinner special is grilled shrimp for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are New York strip with duo mushroom duxelle for $19.95 or crab meat stuffed shrimp for $17.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, Randy Woods, and it's a Happy New Year. Beginning the year with another concert with Tim Zimmerman and the King's Brass. This has almost become a tradition here at Shell Point, starting the year with our Season of Praise concert, and that's what we're going to do this Sunday night, January 10th, as we welcome once again here to the Village Church, Tim Zimmerman and the King's Brass, with 3 trumpets, 3 trombones, a tuba, as well as percussion and keyboard. The King's Brass presents the finest in brass music. You'll enjoy their arrangements of familiar spirituals, gospel songs, as well as standard classic hymns, and a few popular tunes, such as selections from West Side Story, a tribute to the armed forces, patriotic music, and very inspirational music that speaks of our love for God and His love for us. We invite you to join us Sunday night here at the Village Church as we celebrate the beginning of a new year with Tim Zimmerman and the King's Brass. The concert is not only going to feature the King's Brass, but this year we are going to enjoy having some of our own residents participate with the King's Brass in 2 or 3 special selections. You'll enjoy hearing some of the residents like Fred Henry and Don Schneff, Jerry Ingalls, add their trumpets to the ensemble. There'll be some players from the Sanibel community as well as local residents here in Fort Myers joining with the brass. There'll be a lot of brass on Sunday night as we enjoy this great celebration of music. So this Sunday is the King's Brass concert at 6:15 here at the Village Church. You can stop by the office and get tickets, or you can come and get them. The doors will open at 5 o'clock on Sunday. The concert begins at 6:15. Be sure to join us this week for a wonderful Season of Praise concert with Tim Zimmerman and the King's Brass.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Tomorrow we will check out an Academy class on making Word work for you. And we'll meet a very interesting young woman who flies giant aircraft for the U.S. Air Force. Wow, you'll definitely want to tune in for that story. Until then, I'm Adam Brown, thanking you for joining us for Wednesday, January 6th. We'll see you here tomorrow.